So, guys, this video is going to highly benefit younger individuals that might not understand certain things completely why. And it's also going to benefit anybody at any age that might lack experience, because you're going to be wondering a lot of things in life, like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Things like that. And today, in this video, I'm going to give you guys some solid reasons as to why God may have took or stripped a relationship away from your life. And all you can think is like, damn, that should have happened. And you just feel that sense of like disgust, like, damn, that could have been good. But there's things you may not understand that you're about to understand. First thing is first. That relationship you were bagging on, that relationship you thought should have worked, first and foremost, could have destroyed your progress / success in life. Because especially when you're young, especially when you're the type of person that lacks experience, most likely a relationship or people you're talking to, even friendships, are going to distract you. And it could destroy your success. And you know what? This especially applies for men. For women, for men and women, our strategies in life are much different because we are much different as people. And whoever thinks otherwise, or we're all the same, you're a little bit delusional. And I'm saying a little bit delusional just to make you a little bit happy, but to be honest, you're pretty damn delusional. And if you don't know it, you're going to find out later on as to why this is true. Because men and women are very different, and their strategies in life are very different. We're not the same. But anyways, that's first and foremost. That relationship you thought you wanted came to a halt, came to an end, because God simply wanted it to, because He has different plans for you. So you shouldn't be sitting around wondering, why did this not happen? This seems so good. This and that, that and this. It came to an end. It was supposed to come to an end. And that is that. You might not know why in the moment, but you'll see why later on. And you will thank God for doing it. Number 2, lack of respect. This is another reason why God will strip you from a relationship, even friendships, bro. This goes for everything. I've lost many people in life because of lack of respect. If you can't respect the people you're around, you're not going to have any friendship, relationship, any family, if they don't respect you the way they should, because they have their own issues. People who don't respect themselves cannot respect you either, because they have fucking issues. And they're probably toxic as shit. So, in order for a relationship to work, your partner has to love, admire, and respect you in all ways. They have to be completely down for you. If it ain't like that, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna last. It's gonna be toxic. They're going to tolerate you. They're going to put up with you. There's going to be no respect there. And unfortunately, this is how most relationships are today. People saying things like, thanks for putting up with me, blah, blah, blah. We had this 1-year relationship. It's our 1-year anniversary. Thanks for tolerating me. Thanks for putting up with me. Do you think these people are on point? No. And they don't care. They're just kind of living life, using each other, and doing whatever the fuck else. and it's pretty toxic if you ask me. They're not thriving in life. Most people are not. So if you were in a relationship like that and it got stripped from you because of lack of respect, you are blessed. Number 3, a huge difference in priorities. If your priorities is a lot different than their priorities, it is not going to work. You have certain goals, dreams, aspirations. You move a certain way. They see things differently. You might be the ambitious person, very hardworking, going down your path, 100 miles an hour, all gas, no brakes. They might be the party animal. They might just not be disciplined at all. Come home whenever. They just do whatever. But you're on point. You guys both come, you're home early on a Saturday. They come home at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You wake up half early on Sunday morning. They're in bed. They get up sick. They're in a bad mood. They're hungover. You're energetic. You're ready to go. You're putting in work on Sunday. They're trying to recover. You're just off track. And this is just an example. There's many other ways. They could just kind of dread Monday and just get through by the week. You could be thriving during the week. They'll do the same process. They party in the weekend. They feel just good enough again. They have enough energy. They're going to go party, bring themselves down to a lower vibration, all while you thrive during the week. And the weekend, you keep going strong. So, you're probably a hard worker, ambitious person, and they just kind of do whatever in life. It's not going to work. Ambitious people need people who are also on point. I'm not saying be an ambitious partner and be as hardworking as your partner, but you have to be a more understanding person that is just on point, that is going to be there, that is going to be alive, that is capable of doing something productive. Instead of wasting your life away, partying, doing nonsense type shit, what is that going to do? It's going to slow an ambitious person down. It's going to distract them, limit them. It's going to make them look at you like, what are you doing? You're just not going to be on the same boat at all. Very, very different. This correlates to number 4. Terrible communication skills. The communication is not on point. They kind of live life however they want, stuck in their ways. I'm going to live life the way I want to live life. And there's just no communication. There's no direct telling each other what is going on. There's no plan. How can you have success when there's no plan? These are unsuccessful people with unsuccessful mindsets. You need a plan. You can be the type of person, you have a plan, but they're the type of person, I'm just going to live life however I want. Nobody can control me. This and that and this. It's just a toxic way of life. They're basically saying that they want to act like they're doing the right things, but they're absolutely not. It's a cover-up. It's a cover-up from them living a life of discipline. Who say, oh, you can't control me, you can't do this, I'm just going to do what I want, and all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. No one's trying to control anybody. You just have no discipline, and you say those things to get out of your discipline. So if you were ever talking to a person in the talking stages, in the seeing them stages, in an actual relationship with that person, and God stripped it away, it happened for a reason. Do not question it. Do not try to change them. They have to want it themselves. You can't give them advice, tell them to do this, tell them to do that, if they don't want to do it. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to. You shouldn't even want to put up with a person like that. You shouldn't want them to see what you see. Another person has to actually want it too. Otherwise, it's just going to crumble at some point anyways. If somebody wants to be a thought, let them be a thought. If somebody wants to live a life with no discipline, let them live a life with no discipline. You can tell them something once. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. I say cut your losses early. And this goes to the final one, number 5, growing apart. You're going one way, they're going the other way. You might be going up, they might be going downhill. You might be aging like fine wine, they might be aging like milk. You might be ambitious, they might be a party animal with no ambition, no skills, no nothing. They can't do anything good. But you're on point, you do all the right things, you're dedicated. You're dedicated to building a better life for yourself, for your family, for your future, for everybody involved. And they're just kind of selfish. I want to do what I want to do all the time, blah, 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 not thinking of nobody else besides themselves. You're going to grow apart from a person like that. And you know what? They can live that life, but it's a very toxic way of life. It might not seem all that bad in the moment. You do something here and there, but it catches up. Everybody that goes through that stage, it catches up. Eventually, you have to wake up to reality. Most of those people live mindless existences, and they are very unhappy and unfulfilled and very caught up. They're very caught up in life. And I don't mean caught up ahead. They hit a certain time and a place. There's a certain time and a place when they hit that wall. And this might scare some people, but it is the truth. They hit that wall and everything comes crashing down. The people they might be the same age as have skyrocketed in life because of all the years of discipline. This is something I'm seeing right now with myself and other people that are the same age as me. They have partied their whole damn life, never took it serious. I've literally gotten messages from those types of people on my journey telling me to stop, telling me to slow down. What are you doing? Why are you trying so hard? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And here I am, going up, bettering my life. And now they have all these problems. You can see it in their face. They look withered. They look mad. They look toxic. They look gross. And it is the truth. And I just keep doing the right things, bro. Staying on point. In the trenches. Putting in the work. Putting in the grind. Putting in the time. There's always a payoff. But they wanted to just have fun. A little too much, you know. There's nothing wrong with having some fun. You can't live your life to have fun if you want to create a better life for yourself, because it has no correlation. Even if I ever do something out of left field that is fun, it's not going to literally better my life. It's not going to put me ahead. It actually keeps you from getting ahead. It just really does nothing. That's what it does. Discipline, doing work, is what gets you ahead. And if you get so far ahead, you don't have to bust as hard as you may have used to. That is the name of the game. I mean, who would just be disciplined rock solid till the day they die? And I mean doing nothing else besides just work, 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 work. People are disciplined at certain points in their life to get themselves to a certain point. And don't mean you just completely fall off. You got yourself to a certain level. You don't have to bust as hard because you work so hard to get to that level. You still put in work, you still put in time, you still put in the grind. Maybe just not as much. So when you're the person that sees life long term and you're smart and you do all the right things, you are going to grow apart from everybody that don't see life that way. So you have to end up with somebody that sees life that way, that is doing things for a greater cause, for a greater purpose. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Ambitious people cannot be with people that are just all about the fun and ruining their lives, ruining their ambition, ruining everything God really had for them. And they throw it away for the party life, for the damaged life. That is what I call it, the damaged life, because it damages you. Bro, I partied a little bit when I was in high school, and it damaged me to an extent. And I had to come up out of that. I had to work my ass off. I did not feel right. These people do it for freaking decades, bro. These people do it for years. What do you think my little bit compared to their years is doing? I would not even want to fathom in my mind how that would feel to be them in that position. Because I felt bad, I felt off a little bit, and I instantly snapped out of it. And I don't regret it. I wanted the experience. I wanted to do it. I just think too much of anything is bad. And going through those things for too long, partying too much, is bad. I believe everybody should experience it a little bit to know what it's like to have that experience. And then get out. Get in, get out. See what it's like, get out. And you don't even have to. But there's nothing wrong with having the experience, having a strong mind, and getting out and being ambitious. Most multimillionaires, most billionaires, most people you see today, not all of them, but a lot of them, had a history of experiencing those times. And then rising up. So, when you're that focused individual, bro, and you see a greater cause in the future, you work hard today to better your future, you're not going to have a friendship, a relationship, any family with people that are throwing their lives away, who are not trying, who are just kind of whatever. I'm here, I'm living, but I don't know why. I'm just going to have a little bit of fun here, go over there and do this and do that with no purpose. The more purpose you have in life, the better it is. It keeps you awake, it keeps you alive. You feel better, you feel fulfilled to have things going on. You could do anything. And I mean anything. The bigger the purpose, the better it is. And it's something everybody has to put work into to get better at. If you look at sports, the better you get at a sport and play it at a higher level, the funner it gets. This happened with me in squash. Squash is an amazing sport. It is fun. It is very high level, high energy, explosive sport. It's not that fun when you suck at it, when you pick up a racket for the first time and you're hitting this bouncy ass ball and it's going everywhere and you can't really control it. But once you get that under control and you're hitting it to the wall and back to yourself and you got the rhythm and you can hit the ball and you know where it's going, and then you get in these competitive games and you get better, it's a fun sport. It brings more purpose, and the more purpose you have, the better life gets. That is how it is. Most people don't want to do any work, bro. So like I said for the last time, growing apart in life because you're doing so much and somebody else is doing so little, it's going to end up not being good. You're going to be too far ahead. And it's just not going to work. The person you're with is in la la land compared to you. You're so far ahead, there's so much you understand. And they're not even making an attempt to want to be on your level. If they did do that, you might be able to work things out. Truly. Because they're so interested in you, they're so invested into you. They want to be with you. They want to go on the journey with you. It could work out. But if they see things in their own eyes and they want to do things their way and they don't want to do anything what you do, it's not going to work. You guys might be physically attracted to each other, but that'd be about it. It's not going to cut it. It's going to take more than that. So, that's the video, man. You can take these signs for what they are or not, but I'm telling you right now, any of these things is a deal breaker. They're very serious things. And if God is showing you these things, you might want to pay attention. You might want to communicate, which is the biggest thing, with your partner or your friends or somebody, and really break things down. It don't got to end completely toxic. If you're mature about it, if they can be mature about it, you can have a conversation, say, you know what, man, I'm going to go this way, I'm doing these things, and if they don't agree and they want to do their thing, then just kind of let it be. I've had a few of those friendships in the past where it did not end toxic. We just kind of went our separate ways and had that conversation, which is good. But you're not going to be on the same page, and if you were to hang with that person all the time, it would become toxic because your mindsets are different. You view reality different. You view the world different. Everything is different because of the way your mindsets are, because of the way you live life. You live life at completely different paces. It'd be like being wild animals in the jungle and being like a family. And the male lion wants to move one way, but the female wants to move the other way. It's going to split. Because somebody was stubborn and does not want to follow. They could not communicate and come together and come to an agreement and keep going the same way, because you have to be like the same. You have to both want it equally. You have to make it work. And without these things, good luck, because it ain't gonna work.